Hey guys, welcome back to Mustang Diaries, my series on the training and transformation of two wild Mustangs. The Mustangs have recently moved to my domesticated horse barn, and today is going to be their first farrier visit, a huge milestone in the Mustangs' training. Today is a very big day for the Mustangs. I think the first farrier visit is probably one of the most significant events that happens in their early training. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes today. Before my farrier arrived, I took both of the Mustangs out individually to get some exercise. I want to make sure that they don't have any extra silliness when they're being worked on. Once both of the Mustangs are back inside, I clean out their hoofs so that their feet are both clean and dry and ready for the farrier to trim them. Now Libby is going to go first, and here is a before picture of her feet. And this is an underside of one of her hoofs. You can see it's very rigid as it's been wearing naturally. I think it's really hard to see on the camera, so you can kind of get an idea with me placing my thumb in the little crevices and just seeing how deep and just how uneven the bottom of her hoof is. Now, she has had her feet trimmed when under the care of the Bureau of Land Management. I have no idea how that is done, but it was on her record. My farrier arrived and got to work on Libby. Scott has been my farrier for several years now. He attended the Mission Farrier School in Oregon several years ago, and I believe I started using him as a farrier on his first day back from Oregon. So he's been working on my horses for about 2 or 3 years now, and I'm so glad he said yes to doing my Mustangs. And I'm really sorry about the camera angle here. My tripod is broken, so I need to get another one. Libby's been a little resistant to Scott working on her right front leg, so he adapts by changing the position he's working in. He uses his knee to block her knee and then holds her hoof a little bit lower, and then she allows him to do work on the hoof. In the wild, Mustang hooves wear naturally due to the amount of distance they travel every day. In captivity, where they are more confined and perhaps on softer terrain, they will need to be maintained with regular trimmings approximately every 6 to 8 weeks. Hooves that are not maintained can wear unevenly or can become lengthy, and that can affect a horse's movement and potentially result in lameness. Now, trimming a wild horse's feet for the first time is a big milestone because it takes a lot of trust on the horse's part. As a prey animal that relies on its feet and legs to escape from danger, giving up one of its feet to be worked on can leave the horse feeling vulnerable. Due to their size, a fearful horse can be very dangerous, so it's really important to prepare them well for that first farrier visit.
Good girl.
Such a chin. Pretty good.
Good girl, Libby. What do you think?
Here's a quick before and after of Libby's feet. And then it was Freeda's turn. Leading up to the farrier appointment, I worked on handling my Mustang's feet as much as possible. I practiced holding their legs in various positions and for extended periods of time. I also asked other people to both handle them and also handle their legs so that they would be not only trusting of me, but also learn that humans in general weren't so bad. And then I asked a question about wrastling my horse's feet to better prepare them, and if there was anything for me to watch out for.
Round it off, so you see me going to my grass different angles here. Because what a lot of people will do is they'll do the bottom side and then do the top, and they leave it not rounded off, so it's more open to chipping. Because it's a straight, sharp edge.
Yeah.
So then it catches on a rock or a frozen piece of ground, and it just peels it right up. Then it breaks off a whole chunk. And then you can't rasp it all the way because it already broke off a lot. But these are a prime example of you spend a little time with horsemanship and it can do wonders. Most people don't do this. And then you see these and it's like, wow. You know, how long have you had them?
3 months.
So you get 3 months worth of work. If you want to, you'll do the stuff. But people don't feel like dealing with it. They just want to ride the horse.
Right.
They don't care how it is for a farrier.
Now, it's not uncommon for a Mustang to be sedated to have its hoofs done initially. Like I've already mentioned, it takes a lot of trust for a Mustang to allow its feet to be done. If the horse is still very fearful, they're going to react dangerously to a new handler and be unsafe for the farrier, or just have a really bad first experience, which will affect the visits to come. If I had not been able to bring my horses along this far, I would have had to be open to considering sedation. Another method that people use while their Mustangs are not yet ready for the farrier are self-trimming stations. This is where a variety of hard abrasive material, such as stone or concrete, are laid down in a trafficked area of the corral, such as by the water tank. and this will help to mimic the natural wear of the hoofs.
They feel this pulling on their foot. They're just like, what is going on?
Frieda was a little funny about me recording her hoof like that, so I moved back up front and then she relaxed a bit. So both of the Mustangs did pretty well for their first visit. They were far from perfect. You could see that they were pulling their feet from Scott several times throughout each session. But overall, I was pretty pleased with how they did. As their first session, this wasn't bad, and I know they'll continue to improve the more I work with them. So this is a good starting point, and I look forward to seeing what the next time looks like. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.